All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Academy Information Night. My name is Yvette DuBois Tremblay, and I am the principal here at Arthur P. Shalleck High School. Thank you for your patience as we have ensured that our technology is up and running for this evening's program so that we can present to you information about the Salem Vocational Technical School Academies of Creative and Performing Arts. Those are in the programs of theater, art, and dance, hosted here at Arthur P. Shalleck High School. At this time, I would like to take a couple of moments to introduce fellow administrators and our teachers for the Creative and Performing Arts Academies. With us this evening, I would like to introduce our Director of School Counseling, Mrs. Gabrielle Chinisi-Heil.
Good evening, everyone.
Next, I'd like to introduce Mr. Mark Kasabinski. He is a gentleman that you will get to know extremely well as he oversees the admissions process for the academies at the Salem County Vocational Technical School, and he'll have an opportunity to speak with you about that process later this evening in our program.
Good evening, everybody. Happy New Year. So glad that you found some time to log in tonight and see tonight's great presentation. Looking forward to hearing from you.
And of course, joining us this evening are our amazing Academy instructors. And I'd like to start by introducing Mrs. Kimberly Bunting. She is our teacher of art for our Art Academy programs.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming.
Next, I would like to introduce Miss Caitlin Hughes-Robles. She is our teacher of theater.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening.
And joining us as our teacher of dance, Ms. Kelly Miller.
Hello. Good evening, everybody.
So we'd like to start our program by letting our audience know that throughout this presentation, please feel free to email questions to the email address posted on your screen, which is admissions@scvts.org. At the end of the program this evening, we will be taking time to answer any questions that we receive through this email address tonight. Also posted on the bottom of the screen are two websites. The top website here is the most important website for this evening, which is the website for the Salem County Vocational Technical School host site academies. And beneath that is listed Shalleck High School's website. Towards the end of the program, we're going to direct your attention to the Host Site Academy website, where you may view the program or programs of your interest to learn more about them specifically. So we're going to start by providing you with an overview about Shalleck High School itself. Our total student population here at Shalleck High School is currently 580 students. As you can see, as displayed, we have approximately between 130 to 150 students per grade level. Of the 580 students enrolled in our high school, 83 of those students have selected the Salem County Vocational Technical School Academy of Creative and Performing Arts. An additional 89 students are attending Shalleck High School through the School Choice Program. We welcome the many talents and perspectives offered by students who come from outside of our community to engage in rigorous and enlightening and amazing learning that takes place here at Shallock High School, especially through the Academy programs that we're presenting to you tonight. At the top of this screen here, you'll see I have outlined what our traditional schedule looks like on a non-COVID school year. Shallock High School operates on a traditional 4x4 block schedule. That means that our students engage in 4 courses in the first semester of the school year, which lasts 90 days. And then they are scheduled for 4 courses during the second semester, or the second half of the school year, which also lasts 90 days. Each of those courses is 78 minutes in duration. Here's an overview of our school day. Shallock High School opens to students at 7:10 a.m. There is no early admittance, so any student who arrives to school may not enter until 7:10 a.m. Our students then report to homeroom no later than 7:20 to begin their day. Then our students travel through their blocks 1 and 2 courses, which are 78 minutes each. Then during block 3, half of that period is a lunch period, and the other half is what we call an enrichment period, a time during the day where students can engage in areas of interest, club meetings, activities, study hall, or time to catch up on makeup work or receive assistance from their teachers. They finish their day in their blocks 4 and 5 courses, and students are dismissed at 1:56. The activity bell rings at 2:01, at which time all students who are staying after school must report to their meeting location for their after-school activity. At this time, I would like to introduce Mrs. Gabrielle Tudisi-Heil, our Director of School Counseling, who will speak to you specifically about our academic courses offered for our academy.
Good evening again, everyone, and welcome. We're so glad to have you here with us this evening. All of the academy courses are hosted here at Arthur P. Shallock High School, and they are each a full year in duration. In other words, our academy students are enrolled in their academy courses during both the fall and spring semesters every year. Students will take 8 courses each year. As a high school student, that's how their schedule would be outlined, and 2 of those courses will be required academy courses. One item to note, because of academy course requirements, our academy students may find that flexibility is needed while scheduling classes in order to complete all graduation requirements. So at times, students may have a schedule conflict, but would work with their school counselor to find the best solution. While students are in high school, they must complete specific New Jersey state requirements for graduation, and these requirements include 20 credits of English, which is 4 5-credit courses, 1 per year, as well as 20 credits of math, or 4 math courses over the period of the 4 years. This may be reduced to 15 credits or 3 high school math courses pending Board of Education approval. Students must also complete 3 semesters of social studies, and these courses include World History, US 1, and US History 2, as well as 3 semesters of science courses. Students also have other course requirements, including 5 credits in a world language. Students can take more of a world language. They don't have to take just the 5 credits, which is 1 semester. And that same goes for visual and performing arts, and career vocational life skills courses. And students would take those as electives after satisfying the first 5 credit requirement for the state of New Jersey graduation requirement. So students must also fulfill proficiency requirements in a New Jersey state assessment, such as the New Jersey Student Learning Assessment or its equivalent, or show proficiency through a portfolio process. Going back to the courses, students must also complete 1 semester of physical education and health per year, which comes to 20 credits. And like I said before, along with the 1 semester of each of the electives, such as visual and performing arts, career vocational life skills, and world language, they then pick other courses in those areas and other areas to make up another 27.5 credits. And all students take, it's a 2.5 credit requirement for financial literacy. And that can be fulfilled in a number of ways. And some students may take a 5 credit course, and that fulfills the financial literacy requirement. All total, our students must achieve 135 credits for graduation. At Shallock High School, we offer academic courses in college prep, the college prep level, the honors level, and advanced placement levels. We have honors level courses in English, algebra, and science courses. And we also offer advanced placement courses in English, calculus, statistics, art, and so on. We offer both Spanish and French courses, and also participate in an exchange program with high school students from Winglet, France. And we also offer a wide variety of electives in many disciplines. As a reminder, because of Academy course requirements, our students will find that we need flexibility when scheduling classes in order to complete all graduation requirements. Sometimes students may have a schedule conflict with an honors or an AP course, but we work very closely with our students through their school counselors to find the best solution for them. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Chinisi-Heil. At this moment, we'd like to pause again to remind our audience to email questions to admissions@scvts.org. Academic expectations. As active participants in our Academy programs, the students are expected to be active participants in their courses and the events coordinated by their specific Academy program. Our Academy students are required to maintain an overall minimum grade average of a 78 to remain in the program. The students, once accepted into the Academy programs, must maintain a grade average of an 85B or higher in the specific Academy courses in order to remain in the program. If a student falls below one or more of these benchmarks, the students and their families will be informed via a conference and warning letter and placed on probation. If during the probationary period the student does not improve his or her performance in either the Academy course and or their overall coursework here at Shallock High School, unfortunately, students will have to be removed from the program. At this time, I'd like to highlight some of the partnerships and then further some of the opportunities for our students to grow outside of the classroom here at Shallock High School. As a resident school of Salem County, we have a robust dual credit college acceleration program with Salem Community College. There are courses that we offer here at Shalleck High School for which students can apply and receive college credit from Salem Community College. Additionally, we are able to also offer on-site courses for our students hosted by Salem Community College. And those take place on a rolling basis based on demand by our student body. We have an active parent-teacher organization known as our APSHS PTO. We have an articulation agreement with Rowan University for our Academy Theater program, whereby successful completion of the theater program makes a student eligible to skip a course at Rowan University, if I may say it so basically there, as a result of successful completion of our theater program here at Shalleck High School. We have a very honorable Athletics Hall of Fame, various booster clubs that support our athletic teams, and we are fortunate to have the Bridgeton and Vineland Rotary Clubs sponsor our Interact Club, and we like to partner with our local township committee as much as possible, and examples of that partnership would be through the Environmental Commission and the Recreation Committee. We offer various student clubs and organizations each year. Some of those clubs and organizations are posted on the screen for you. The specific after-school clubs may vary from year to year, but examples include Ski Club, Book Club, Drawing Club, Makerspace, Diversity Club, Computer Club, and French Club. Throughout the year, there are several student events that allow our students to display their Shalleck pride, which is second to none. It is amazing to watch our students bring their energy, excitement, and talents to the various platforms that they have to display that excitement. And that excitement is channeled through Spirit Weeks. Our students' talents are showcased during the Fall Play, Winter Show, the Nutcracker, Green and Gold, Homecoming, Powder Puff Football, Mr. Cougar, Prom, the Spring Musical, Blood Drive, Jazz Festival, and the list can go on and on. Certainly, COVID has altered our ability to host these events in a traditional way, but we are hopefully coming out of those darker days to be able to bring our student body together once again to allow them to express their excitement. In addition to the obligations for the Academy programs, our students are eligible to participate in all of the clubs and organizations that I have highlighted thus far, and also our athletics programs. Displayed here are the sports that are offered each season in the fall, winter, and spring. At this time, I would like to turn the program over to Mr. Mark Kasabinski, who will speak to you about the Academy application process. Mr. Kasabinski.
Thank you, Mrs. Du Bois Tremblay. Appreciate that. Wonderful job thus far, you and Mrs. Chinichi Heil. As you folks who are viewing this right now can tell, Shalleck High School is just a wonderful educational community. It sells itself through the people who work there, the staff, the guidance department, the administrators. It's a wonderful school, and we couldn't be any more pleased to be partnering with Pittsgrove Township Schools and specifically Shalleck High School to bring the students of Salem County and surrounding communities these great creative and performing arts programs. So the three programs that we're speaking about this evening are technically Salem County Vocational Technical School Academy programs, but through an articulation agreement that was struck between our district and Pittsgrove Township School District, going back about nearly 2 decades now, the programs are completely hosted at Shallock High School. And while in the eyes of the state and state reporting and all that kind of stuff that we don't want to get too far in the weeds about, but the student technically is a Salem County Vocational Technical student, but they are, for all intents and purposes, a student who is attending Shallock High School for the entirety of their time as an academy student, whether they live in Pittsgrove Township or they live elsewhere. The great thing about these programs, even though they are offered at Shallock High School, they act as vocational programs, thereby allowing students all across Salem County to attend them at no tuition cost. Bus transportation is provided to and from school each day for students by the resident school district. So, for instance, if you live in Quinton Township and your child gets accepted for the academy, Quinton Township schools will, transport them to and from Shallock each and every day for the entirety of them being in the academy program. And like I said, your family is not going to be, required to pay any sort of tuition fee for your child to attend. I can almost guarantee that we have some folks who are, watching and listening in tonight who may reside outside of Salem County. I know we have a pretty good number of students in all three academy programs who live in some of the Cumberland County communities. As of the current time, those students are eligible to attend this program through an educational statute and state code. Again, not to get too far into the weeds with all this stuff, but if it's a program that is not available through your home county's vocational system, then you're eligible to apply for that program in a nearby or adjacent county, and thereby, your resident school district then would be the ones providing the out-of-county tuition cost and transportation provisions for your child to cross county lines and attend Shallock High School and these academy programs. This is a completely different thing from school choice. I get that question a lot. Parents asking, hey, do I have to fill out a school choice application? Do I fill out your application? Do I do both of them? And I'll talk about the application in a quick moment here, but specifically for our friends who are watching maybe from Cumberland County, we are a completely different entity in the eyes of the state and everyone else than the proper school choice program. So you wouldn't need to fill out any paperwork up front for Pittsgrove Township schools. That would only come if your child goes through the process and is accepted. Then the registration process would go primarily through Pittsgrove Township schools. But to simply put the application and have your child apply for one of these three academy programs, the only application you need to fill out is the Salem County Votech Schools Host Site Academy application, which is available on our website to download. Depending on where your child goes to school, I know a lot of the guidance departments, have copies of the application. And you're also always welcome to email me directly at admissions@scvts.org and request an application. I would be happy to mail one out to you or to email one to you. In terms of the application for folks coming from outside the county, that's the one you want to fill out. For everybody involved, the application deadline is March 1st. So we're presently accepting applications. We have been so since the beginning of the school year, and we'll take them all the way up until March 1st. Again, getting back to our friends from Cumberland County, you have one additional step to take that those living inside the county don't have to worry about. And again, that has to do with your resident school district and that statute that I talked about before. At some point, it doesn't have to be upfront. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to accompany the application that you turn into us. But at some point, you will need to approach your resident school district and request from them a letter stating their obligation to provide tuition and transportation for your child to go outside the county to come to our program here in Salem County. If you live in Vineland or Millville or the Cumberland Regional School District, it's basically old hat for them. If you say tuition and transportation letter for the Shallock Academies, they'll know what you're talking about. If they look at you or react to you like you have horns coming out of your head, then, you can always, email or call me and I'd be happy to assist you. But I don't think you'll run into that. The precedent is such that we've had so many students from outside the county come into the program where, they kind of know the drill at this point. But again, if you do run into any hiccups along the way, I'd be happy to assist you with that. So the application obviously is the first step, no matter where you live. And again, March 1st is the deadline for those. Once we get to March 1st, then the real fun begins, because these are performance-based academies by and large, and they will thus require an additional admission step beyond us doing an academic review, which involves us taking a look at some of your students' scholastic performance from the current year as well as last year. We'll also have admissions testing, which we'll be setting up in the springtime. Unfortunately, I don't know what that's going to look like at this time, given the current state of affairs with the COVID and the pandemic and so forth, and restrictions and things like that. In normal years, we would either go to your child's school if they attend a public school here in Salem County and actually administer the test during school hours. We would also additionally set up dates here on the Salem Tech campus, the Salem County Votech campus, for students who maybe are homeschooled, or they go to a private school like the Apple Farm Charter, or if they're living outside the county, we would usually set up dates here and have students come in and do testing. That would normally take place in late March, early April. I'm not sure what the world is going to look like in March or April, and what we can and can't do, and occupancy restrictions and things along those lines. So the best I can tell you at this point is we do anticipate having some sort of testing. What that's going to look like is still kind of up in the air, but we will certainly keep you abreast of any developments in that regard. So if you do have an application in with us, we'll be in contact with you when the time comes and give you plenty of time to act and react accordingly to what we're doing from a testing standpoint. But as I was saying, in addition to those kind of scholastic benchmarks that we look at during our admissions review process, there are also some performance, audition, or interview components that go along with these as well. And I'll let the ladies kind of talk more about you with that in their individual portions, and the videos they created do a pretty good job of spelling out some of those components as well. But those things will be scheduled either through my office or directly with the instructor once we get into March, and those parts will take place in March or early April. But again, more details on that to come as we kind of progress through the night here. In terms of when we notify you of the admissions decisions, after we get through kind of going through all the academic reviews and getting the feedback from the instructors and how the portfolio reviews or stage or studio auditions went, all that information, we sit down, we have a dedicated admissions committee here that includes school administration, it includes guidance personnel, includes admissions personnel such as myself, includes special education personnel as well. So all input from all those different people, and it's kind of a time-consuming process, but we do anticipate kind of keeping on schedule when we usually, mail out those admissions notices, and that would be late April, early May is when we anticipate getting those notices out. But it's a pretty simple process for the most part. The most proactive thing you have to do up front is obviously put the application in. I would urge you to do that sooner than later, even if you're on the fence about it. So that way you're getting all the information and not kind of scrambling at the 11th hour in terms of, oh, what do I have to do? What sort of monologues do I have to get ready for the theater academy audition? Or what pieces and how many pieces do I need for the portfolio review? You apply earlier, you get that information earlier, and you're not, like I said, scrambling at the 11th hour. But again, we will accept applications up until the 1st of March. So I just wanted to mention also that your student, no matter where they're coming from, whether they're coming from Elmer and Pittsgrove Township, they're coming from Pennsgrove, they're coming from Lower Alloways Creek, they're coming from Cumberland Regional, wherever your student is coming from, all right, when they come into the academy program, they're a fledged member of the Shalleck High School community. That includes all activities, and that includes sports. I know I get a lot of questions about that. What happens with sports? We live in Pennsgrove. Do we have the option to play sports in Pennsgrove, or do we have to play? It's not just a Salem County or Pittsgrove Township edict that dictates this. It's a NJSIAA writ that you have to play for the school that you actually attend, irrespective of where you live. So if you live in Penns Grove and you're attending Shalleck High School for one of these 3 academy programs and you want to play basketball, you're going to be a Cougar. You'll play basketball for Shalleck High School and compete for them. And that's across the board for everything. And again, that's a New Jersey interscholastic sports, writ, and it's not something that we came up with per se. I mentioned transportation, right? That's going to be provided by your school district. I actually did have an email question pertaining to transportation asking about busing for after school activities and sports. And correct me if I'm speaking out of turn here, Yvette, but that is the responsibility of the parent. There aren't going to be any sort of late buses, for instance, for a student coming from Lower Alloways Creek or Piles Grove. The parent or guardian will be responsible for picking up the student after their activity or sport at school.
Yes, that is correct. The families are responsible whether the student is in district or out of the resident area to provide transportation after hours. It is the responsibility of the family.
Great, thank you. That's essentially all that I have for my part here. If I glossed over something or I wasn't necessarily clear, and I know a lot of things get muddy, especially when we're talking about the crossing county lines business, please feel free to email me. I'd be more than happy to address that with you on a more personal basis. I know when we're talking about state statute and codes and all this kind of stuff, it's all over our heads for the most part, myself included sometimes. But I'll certainly walk through the entire process with you and try and make it as easy as possible because it's worth it. It's worth the effort, believe me. If you've never had a child go through here and you don't have any experiences or maybe friends of the family who've attended these programs here, the only thing I could say is that it's going to be one of the best decisions that your child can make, maybe kind of leaving their comfort zone, leaving their district to come here because they're going to be part of the family in no time out there, thanks to the great people and the really welcoming students that Shalleck High School boasts. So with that, I will hand things over to the 3 wonderful instructors at this time.
Okay. Hi, I'm Kim Bunting. I am the Art Academy teacher here at Shalleck High School. And this is my 11th year. And during the 11 years, well, 10 and a half years, I guess, we've had a lot of accomplishments in all 3 academies, ranging from, national gold medals and Scholastic Art Awards, Teen Art Awards, CAPI Awards, which is a theater award, Teen Art Awards for theater and dance, and amazing productions from our dance and theater programs. Those are amazing. I mean, you just have to come and see them. It's like a little junior Broadway or something. So we've had many, many accomplishments over these last 11 years. Scholarships, merit-based scholarships, and lots of experiences for the kids, going on field trips, going to these competitions. But one thing that really means a lot to the kids, and especially in this year, this has really come to the forefront of how important this is that the kids really, what they love the most is the sense of community, that they have a safe place to go every day, that they make friends that they've had for 4 years, and that they have a safe place to grow and thrive. So that is so important. And that's just really come through, in this year where a lot of the other things have been canceled or, postponed, or other things have been modified. And we've been trying to do the same things for them, maybe just virtually. But that constant place, whether it's online or in person, is very important to the kids. And I think gives them a really strong base and confidence to go and succeed later in life. So anyway, I will pass it on to Caitlin or Kelly. But thanks for coming.
I guess I'll jump in. Hi, I'm Mrs. Caitlin Hughes Robles. Just to piggyback off of what Ms. Bunting was saying, it really is their home away from home. We all call them our kids because they are our kids. That's who they are. And really, especially like Kim was saying, during this time, it really has the time that we have been able to be in person together, which was up until 2 days before Christmas break, which was just a miracle in and of itself and wonderful. They really treasured that time that they got to be together, and they do all the time, but more now than ever, it really has strengthened them. I know for Kelly's video, and one of the questions I asked them as well is one word that really, sums up their experience here as Academy students. And the one that keeps coming up is family, home, community, their safe place, that type of thing. And just the freedom for them to be themselves, which is so important for young people. So my parents put me in the arts to help me grow, and so that I could talk in front of people. Thank goodness they did, because now with cell phones and everything, it's a little bit crazy. So it really is just given, especially this generation, that freedom to express themselves and the confidence to do so. So I'm going to pass this on to Kelly.
Hello. I always go last because I let Miss Bunting and Miss Hughes cover everything for me. But everything that they said rings true for all three academies. Not only do our students feel like a family, but Shalleck itself, the academy teachers, we work together so well, and it's that sense of community. So we're really fortunate to be in a school system like that. But like Ms. Hughes said, it definitely has been the theme, and I think especially in this uncertain time where we have some students that might be virtual, some that are in person, some we're coming 2 days a week, and but they always kind of come together, whether it's on a screen or in person. And it's been a wonderful journey for me. This is now my 4th year. I feel like I'm getting ready to graduate this year after my 4 years. But it's a great experience to work with the students. Dance has always been my passion, and to be able to share that with kids who they come to me already ready to go, and they're so incredibly talented, but they kind of grow and mature over their years. And it's been such a blessing to watch them grow and learn and become more comfortable in their own bodies. And as we talk about family and everything, I feel that whatever academy they might be in, they really are truly learning life skills. They take them with them, whether they're going to be, are they going to be a professional actor or a dancer, an artist? They might not, but what they take with them are these life skills, and they'll last forever. So thank you.
Thank you, Miss Kelly. I echo all of the, observations and feelings expressed by our teachers here this evening. Our students' talents are amazing. They come to us with talent, and they leave us, our programs, with refined talent and tremendous growth. If you have had the privilege of attending an art show, a dance performance, a spring musical, a play, or a compilation of all of our programs in the Nutcracker and our spring musical, you will be taken back by what our students display on the stages or throughout our school, on the halls or the walls. It is like walking out to the auditorium and watching a Broadway show. Or going to Philadelphia on Broad Street and enjoying a show. It is professional grade. And it's to the remarkable skills of our instructors to extract and groom and grow the talent that walks through their doors on day one. It is incredible to watch the evolution of our students' talents, and even more incredible to watch them be performed. And although under modifications, we have been able to highlight many of our program's talents, and those have been shared on our social media accounts, Facebook, and individual program accounts that you will have an opportunity to follow or friend. And I encourage you to explore our social media accounts to see these talents in action firsthand if you have not yet been able to do so. But without any further explanation from us, we're going to allow our audience members at this time an opportunity to watch pre-recorded program overviews that highlight each of the programs themselves with testimony from students. So in order to access these programs, you will visit the Host Site Academy's website, which the direct link is available on here at the vocational school website and also at our Shallock High School website. We're going to pause this program for 15 to 20 minutes. Before doing so, Mr. Kasabinski, are there any questions that may need attention at this time prior to breaking so that our audience can explore the programs themselves?
There is one that is that actually just came in that is very specific in regards to the targeted objectives within the academies as a whole, and how specific they are, and if it's mostly just focused on performance as opposed to maybe some of the technical aspects and things along those lines. But I think with that one, I'll allow the probably this next 15 minutes for the individual who sent that one in to kind of take a look at the video that the ladies made, and I think that'll probably do a good job of answering your question. If it does not, I'll be happy to allow them to address it even further on the other side of the break.
Okay, sounds great, and I agree. Let's let our audience members explore at this time the 3 programs hosted here at Shallock High School. So please visit the Host Site Academy's website, which you will see here. And as you scroll down, you will see the videos posted for your viewing pleasure. First, the Academy of Dance, Academy of Theater, and Academy of Visual Arts. So at this time, we are going to pause our cameras and microphones and return back live and engaged in this meeting with you at 8 o'clock to address any questions at that time that we may have received. We will then end the program, but I can encourage you to continue your outreach to us, to Mr. Kasabinski, with any questions, or to our instructors themselves as you contemplate taking the next step towards being a member of the Salem County Vocational Technical School Academy of Creative and Performing Arts, hosted here at Shallock High School.
Yvette, if I could add just one thing to the website navigation, if you just go to our homepage, if you just go to scvts.org and you see the blue tab bar up top where you see it says Salem Tech, if you just hover your cursor over that, you'll see it's the 3rd option in the drop down where it says Host Site Academies. So you want to go to the Salem Tech, hover over that, and then click on Host Site Academies, and that'll take you to that page where the videos are hosted.
Thank you for shortening that for us. All right, at this time, again, we encourage you to take in what's being offered here in these videos, and we will touch base with our audience again at 8 o'clock as we wrap up tonight's program. We would like to thank you for taking the time to explore our Academy programs. Mr. Kasabinski, are there any questions that we have received at this time that we are able to provide answers for?
We did have a question submitted in regards to the number of students that we accept for each program. So I don't know if you want me to handle that one, or normally what we do for admissions, and I don't really think we've ever necessarily not accepted anyone due to space. The nice thing about these programs is we can accommodate a good number of students, but the admissions process is also it's I don't want to say it's challenging necessarily, but there is a there's an expectation that the student going into it has to be ambitious about the discipline that they're looking to undertake. I would say if you're kind of lukewarm about going into it, that will probably show up when you do your portfolio review or your audition. But if you're real dedicated to it, and you go into it and do what's asked of you, and you really show that enthusiasm about the subject matter, I think things will go great. And in terms of the academic piece of it, also to kind of dovetail into something that's maybe not necessarily what the emailer was asking about, but in terms of how we conduct the academic reviews, we're not just looking for the high-end academic student. We're not just scooping the cream off the top or cherry picking certain students. We understand that these are vocational programs, and they exist for students of all ability levels. And if your talent shows through, and you're a C student, for instance, you may get a shot in the program. But as one of the slides spelled out earlier, there is that academic expectation of students in the academy program. Yes, you're here for the academy, but you're also going to Shalleck High School to be an academic student as well. So they're hand in hand, they exist together, and that's kind of the expectation. But from a numbers standpoint, I don't know if the ladies want to kind of jump in here in terms of the size of the class and so forth. They're not overwhelmingly large, but it's a good number of students that we take for each.
I can interject and take this. I know that at certain points for all of us, there are some classes where, like for instance, for theater, you may have freshman and sophomore students together, which is really nice because the sophomores kind of help the freshmen find their footings and, help them pull them out of their shell. So because of that, I do try to keep the incoming class between 10 and 15 students. That way, it allows, for some students, because also not everyone accepts. I do a wait list as well. So there are some students, who have been accepted when they were on the wait list. There's other students who have decided not to attend for other reasons, and that, is a good number for us to use and go by, specifically for the Theater Academy, so that we usually have about 10 students who end up coming every single year, so that our numbers don't exceed 20 when I have freshman and sophomore classes combined. And then from there, juniors and seniors, that's a split class. But I know for Ms. Kelly, she has, some students in her second block class, and then she has students in her fourth block class, and those are combinations of years and skill levels as well. So it's a little bit different for each one of us, but I know that I try to keep mine to between 10 and 15 students, and there's also a wait list.
Yeah, just the same thing with me. I would say 10 to 12 about, because of the combining of the classes at some point. But yeah, it seems to work out well. So
Also, when you're spending 4 years with the same people, you're going to be so happy that there are those combination classes, because you get that little bit of shake up, between students that are younger than you and students that are older than you. So you may think, oh, the classes are combined, but it's nice because it gives you a change of pace and scenery and fresh faces.
And the same for me. My Dance Academy is slightly different because I just have the 2 blocks. So I have, like right now, I have freshmen, sophomores, and juniors together in block 2. And my block 4 is just seniors, because my seniors, I have a lot of them that are graduating. So I am hoping that we have a lot audition this year. But yes, my block 4 is very large. So I kept it with just seniors for this year, and it varies from year to year. Depends on how many I have, grade level, and, ability wise and things like that. So it always varies. But, some years I've taken 3 to 5, some years I've taken 10 or 11. So it just depends on the year.
I know some people may hear those numbers and they may start to panic a little bit, like, oh gosh, you're only talking about 10 to a dozen students, which doesn't sound like a lot on the surface, but it really correlates pretty well with the number of applications we get. And I think Caitlin probably enunciated it the best, is we get more than 10 or a dozen applications for each of the academy programs, but some students are applying for a couple of different things and maybe will ultimately choose something else over the, one of the academy programs, or they have a change of heart for another reason, or whatever. So we haven't really, if an instructor has had to enact some sort of waiting list, it hasn't been very deep. It's maybe been a student or two, and it hasn't really turned into a, gosh, we can't accommodate X number of students. It's really not been like that. So if on the surface you're hearing, they take 10 to 15 students, you're like, oh no, that the numbers don't bode well. It all really works out just for a lot of the reasons that the ladies already spelled out. So everything kind of seems to, work its way out for the best for the most part.
Thank you for sharing that question and your responses. We'll take one more moment to check to see if there have been any other additional questions submitted at this time.
I did want to say one more thing about the audition. I hope that the students that might be interested in any of the academies know that if they are interested in, say, dance and art, or theater and dance, or they can audition for more than one academy, and I hope that they know that. I've had a lot of students over the past few years that have auditioned, and they've auditioned for more than just me. They've done theater or art, and sometimes they've gotten into all the academies they auditioned for, and then the ball is in their court, but they know that they've been accepted. Then they get to kind of weigh out the options and say, oh, do I want to do the art? Do I want to do dance? What do I want to do? So I encourage any student that's interested in more than just one of the academies to go for it and audition for whatever you're interested in.
We did have one additional question pertaining to scholarship opportunities.
Scholarships as in for college, going after your
Didn't necessarily specify. I'm assuming maybe it refers to scholarships to maybe art schools or schools that kind of correlate to the disciplines.
I guess I'll go first. I have had students who have received full rides to universities coming out to study theater. I've also have students who are choosing not to study theater. Maybe they're going, and they want to become a lawyer, and they're getting full ride scholarships. I think I can speak for all 3 of us when we say, because of the criteria and the stipulations that we put on having students' grades under a certain precedent, our students are the ones that are in the National Honor Society, in student government. They are, really excelling in their craft along with the rest of their academic classes. So they really are the cream of the crop, and they're also playing sports and involved in other programs, going on ski trips and that kind of thing. A busy student is a successful student, in my opinion. And I can say that our students are the busiest and some of the most successful that come out of Shalleck with scholarship opportunities, maybe not in their discipline because they've chosen another discipline, but also in their discipline as well. It really just, goes back and forth depending on the ebb and flow.
Thank you for taking the time to explore our academy.
Sorry, something happened on my end. That was my bad.
A YouTube check-in there, so the YouTube check-in. Ms. Bunting, I'd like to defer to you for a moment. Each year, the Art Academy produce a multi-page list of successes out of the Art Academy program. If you could just highlight some of those scholarships and award opportunities that your students have experienced.
Yeah, sure. Let's see. I would say probably in my 10 full years, we've had at least like 2 students decide to go for art, go to an art program or art school. And I think every single person has received a merit scholarship of some sort. Ranging from $200,000 at NYU to $98,000 to $50,000 at University of the Arts, Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts, Rhode Island School of Design, Maryland Institute College of Art. So all the top art schools. Rowan has a really great program in medical illustration. I have 3 students there. One graduated. That's actually a good program that actually has good paying jobs at the end of it. So parents are usually happy about that. So yeah, as far as art goes, if someone wants to pursue specifically art, they will have a good portfolio. Absolutely. But yeah, there's no pressure also, just what Caitlin had been saying. A lot of our students don't go to college for dance or art or theater, and that's fine. There's absolutely no pressure. We just want them to have skills to succeed in whatever they want to do. So I have students who, I just was, counseling one of my students about nursing schools this past week. So talking to my mom because she worked at AtlantiCare and trying to get some connections for her. So yeah, we want them to do whatever is best for them.
Thank you, Ms. Bunting. And Ms. Kelly, our students shine annually at the Delaware Dance Festival and other showcase opportunities, if you could speak to that as well. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Each year, the Dance Academy travels to Wilmington in Delaware and participates in the Delaware Dance Festival. The past few years that we've gone, we've always had students walk away with scholarships. Last year, I think the Shalleck Dance Academy, we had 6 students win scholarships. And I think the total in winnings for all 6 of them, I think it was close to $2,000 in cash. So they've had a great experience with that. It's a great opportunity. And like, Ms. Hughes and Ms. Bunting said, I mean, some of these students might not go on to dance, but it's something they always have in their back pocket. I have some students that, have graduated a couple years ago and they're like, oh, I took a class, I did this. It's definitely something that sticks with them. I also have a student who's currently in his junior year at University of North Carolina School of the Arts, majoring in ballet and, major scholarship there and doing wonderful. So we've got dancers that have gone to school and done dance teams. So a lot of them are getting scholarships and still being able to do what they love to do while possibly even majoring in something different. But they do have the opportunity to do that. The other thing that all of our students get to do is participate in teen arts, which is always a great recognition for our students. It just it puts them in a great situation where they can be evaluated by someone other than the teacher that sees them daily. So that's another great event that they're able to attend.
All right, Mr. K, one final check-in.
The inbox is
Don't tell me empty, because that never happens. But pertaining to tonight,
it's not empty, but we don't have any further questions at this time.
okay, especially now, right, in this school setting. So therefore, at this time, I'd like to provide our amazing instructors with an opportunity to share any final words with our audience before we close out this evening. I'm going to reverse the order. Miss Kelly. Up in the middle anyway. So Miss Kelly.
No, I hope that if there's a student that had the chance to look at the video and is interested in the Dance Academy, I hope that that video kind of sums up what the Academy is like. And I'm sure that there are going to be questions about the audition process this year because it is virtual. And those details and the information on how to submit and everything will come once your application is into Salem County Vocational School. So please feel free to reach out to me. My email is in the video and it's everywhere. So I just don't hesitate to ask questions. I am the queen of questions and I don't mind when people ask me anything. So I hope to see some new faces very soon. Thank you.
Miss Bunting, I'll keep you in the middle.
I just wanted to mention that a few of my students, especially when they get into their junior or senior year, like to reminisce about, freshman year. And, I remember when, I came in, I was so nervous, bringing in my portfolio. And they always say that. And then, they always say, I shouldn't have been, this is like the greatest thing. And, you're so supportive and we're all nice people and we're all supportive. So just don't be terrified to bring in your portfolio or audition. If you are, a committed student and just, have a true, genuine love for art or dance or theater, that's going to show through. And we will definitely work with anyone. You don't have to have unbelievable, amazing skills to get in. You just have to have a genuine interest and just be committed, have, a sense of responsibility toward the program.
And final words from Ms. Hughes.
I'm going to take the Miss Kelly route because I think they did both such a great job on tackling everything. And really, don't think that we are expecting you to be some, type of Tony Award winner when you walk in the door. It's our job to mold you and help you grow and all of that good stuff. So don't think or have the thoughts that you're not good enough because you don't know who you're competing against. So, put it out there, see what happens. We all have rubrics, so it's wonderful, and my rubric is in my packet. I can speak to that. So if you have questions, please feel free to email any of us. All of our emails are on the Shalleck website, and I also put mine in my video. So if you have any direct questions for us that are specific to our area or the content that you may be learning, please feel free to reach out to us at any time. We're on our computers all the time. So we're here for you. And I can't wait to see all the new faces that come in next fall.
I did get one more email, believe it or not. The inbox gods were listening, and they granted me with one more email question at this point. It's in regards to if a student already has an application in for something else, are they able to apply for one of the academies, or I would assume, or a different program? And absolutely. If you have already submitted an application for your child, whether it be something, one of the programs here at Salem Tech, maybe another host site academy, you are absolutely more than welcome to fill out an additional application, apply for this. I believe it was Ms. Kelly who mentioned that before. You can absolutely apply for multiple things. You can apply for 2 or 3 different academies and go through the admissions process for all of them. Obviously, if you're applying, let's say, for the dance academy, and you're also applying for the communications academy at Woodstown High School, there's only one, obviously, academic review that we do for you as a singular student, but you have to do the dance audition to complete that admissions process, and you also have to go through the Communications Academy interview process. But yeah, apply for multiple things. If you already have an application in, instead of having to fill out a whole new application, you can even just email me and request that we add an additional program onto your already existing application. I'd be happy to do that. No sense, printing out more paper and adding to that sort of thing. An email will do just fine. So absolutely, feel free to apply for something additional. That maybe something you saw here tonight kind of caught your attention. We hope that's the case. And if it is the case, and you already applied for something outside of these 3 programs, by all means, contact me at admissions@scvts.org, and we'll make that happen.
Thank you. And we thank all of our attendees during this live presentation this evening for your time and attention and your interest once again in the Creative and Performing Arts Academies hosted here at Shallock High School in partnership with the Salem County Vocational Technical School. At this time, we're going to sign off. This presentation has been recorded and will be posted for future viewing. So if you are knowledgeable of any friends or neighbors who may be interested in the program and were unable to view this evening, please let them know that this information will be posted and available to them. So thank you, everyone. On behalf of Arthur P. Shallock High School, Mrs. Du Bois Tremblay signing off. Have a great night.